I guess looking at when you approach a podcast or an interview or a YouTube show and you're like the guest, like, how are you approaching that? Like, how are you like, preparing? How are you showing up? Like, what is your viewpoint?
I'm probably not the best example here. I am a master at what I do. I'm very good. And I have a lot of confidence in that. I'm not trying to be arrogant.
No, I would agree with that because I've gotten that feedback from other people about you. So I agree with you on that.
Like the feedback that I always get is like, this guy's a genius. I would have not said that about myself. But if everybody I talk to says it, you kind of start to be like, maybe I'm smart. Now, that was not my like childhood, right? I grew up, I thought I was dumb until I was like 22 because that's what school taught me, is that I wasn't very smart. And so, I'm not saying to be arrogant. Like, I certainly come from a place of thinking like, well, why would they say that about me? I'm stupid. That I've always been told I was stupid. Why are you calling me a genius? I'm not processing all of this. But I know everything that there is to know about the game that I play. And that allows me to show up anywhere, anytime, ready to execute and deliver value. I come from a place of contribution. I believe in abundance. I do not walk into these podcasts needing to sell something. I just want to show up. I just want to add value. I just want to help somebody. And I've had people get information from me, take it, and make literally hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I've had people do the opposite, that pay me and they get the same types of results. But I think the most important thing that I could probably, partake, because I don't show up to every podcast like, okay, they gave me a list of questions, I dove into them, I did all that.
I'll be honest with you, like as a guest, I hate that. When people send me questions, I don't read them.
I don't read them. No, I just know my stuff. Like, you can't ask me a question about real estate marketing, advertising, and sales that I don't have the experience to be able to say, this is what I'm seeing, this is what works, this is what you should do, and speak from a place of authority. Like, I help people that sell billions of dollars a year of real estate. That gives me a certain level of confidence that when I show up to an interview, I'm going to be able to speak in a way that communicates my authority on any specific topic. So I guess the way that I show up is like, I'm always mastering the craft. I'm always making sure that I'm studying the game. I'm in it. I'm a practitioner. I'm not somebody that is giving somebody good ideas. And I think that's the most important thing that anybody could do, is like, you got to know your stuff. You got to really know it. You got to live it. For me, it's not like, this is something I do. Like, a lot of it is who I am. So I think that's what makes it so that I can show up in these podcasts and really truly deliver, or I can show up on a stage, or I can show up. I'm nervous. I'm certainly nervous through a lot of these. I get on the podcast with people and I'm like, man, this guy's a big deal. Or I get on a stage, I'm like, that's a lot of people. That doesn't go away, but I just want to show up and I also want to serve. I want to help people at the highest level possible. And so, yeah.
I totally get that too. I just, last week, it hasn't been published yet, but I was just interviewed by Cal Fussman. So Cal Fussman's like a guy, he's interviewed like Oprah and Muhammad Ali and Tom Cruise. And I'm like getting on, I'm kind of like shitting a brick. Like, oh my God, this guy's like really important. He ended up being a really cool guy. We get done and he's like, hey, we should exchange emails. So it's like, I think like when you do show up in a way to really service, and when you do show up in a way to create value, there's also kind of a relationship you can create too. And I guess when you look at it, I feel like there's two end products to a podcast. There's people that could want to do business with you because they heard you, but there's also the possibility of working with people hosting you. I guess